I'm David Smith. I'm a trustee at Crossgates with Neighbours, which is one of the Leeds neighbourhood network schemes, older people's charities run by older people in their own locality.
Hello, I'm Councillor Arif. I'm the Cabinet Member for Adult Social Care, Public Health and Active Lifestyles here at Leeds City Council. The Allyship Programme has come from the Health and Wellbeing Board. The idea behind it is to effectively buddy up senior leaders from the Health and Wellbeing Board and elected members to somebody from their respect. And I think it's been a really brilliant success, personally for me, because it's often as an exec member you can get stuck in a little bit in civic core life. So for me, it was nice to have that connection with David. David's incredibly passionate about the work he does. I got to learn more about the Older People's Forum and also the Crossgates Good Neighbours scheme. I actually did a visit. We played the ukulele, didn't we, David? That was a highlight for me. It's been a really humbling experience, and even though the allyship with David has come to an end, I hope that in me David has an ally for the rest of his life, really, and keeps poking at me as and when he needs to.
But when we had our first meeting, we actually found out that we'd both grown up about a quarter of a mile from each other in a part of inner East Leeds, actually. So I think we've had a kind of bond ever since then, actually. So we kind of understand, when you understand where someone comes from, you know where they're going, don't you? So it's been good. When myself and Councillor Arif had to choose a topic for our allyship, I could immediately propose my bus fare campaign for a better deal for older and disabled people as well, actually, on the buses in Leeds and West Yorkshire. She really took it really wholeheartedly, I must say, and probably the high point was when we both met with Tracy Brabin, the Mayor of West Yorkshire, to talk about it. That was probably the high point, wasn't it? That was only possible, of course, through Councillor Arif.
Yeah, I think that it's a really important scheme, actually. That's David's helped us put it on the radar. And meeting with the Mayor, I thought it was a successful meeting with the Mayor, and even though we've not got anything tangible, I'm feeling hopeful that something will come out of it, whenever that may well be. But I think that wouldn't have been possible without David's campaign. And of course, David, you brought a lot of people together across the table and got everybody involved in that. So that's really credit to David and his efforts. So I think it's been, in that regard, something positive has come out of the Allyship Programme.
Yes, we'll certainly continue. And I'd just like to mention that I've had quite a few meetings with Councillor Arif in her office up there in the Civic Hall, haven't I?
Yes.
So she's been really, very much involved with everything, and very friendly and very passionate, actually, yes.
Thank you, David. So, as you know, recently the council became a partner city, and that was in relation to health inequalities. And even though we're looking at best start and housing, two really important issues, I suppose being in connected with David and listening to David and meeting David, what I do try to articulate as an exec member as well now is the inequalities in relation to transport and what that means for elderly people but also disabled people. I probably wouldn't have had the same appreciation, if I'm being entirely honest, had David not been spoken to me about it, because I'm not a bus pass member, I don't hold a bus pass. I almost, to an extent, walked in David's shoes, which really helped. And when we are having conversations about health inequalities, I think it's really important that we look at transport, because it really impacts people. Not being able to get to the doctors at 9 o'clock if you've got access, if you don't have access. So I think those are things that we are certainly having conversations about, and we need to be mindful from a health inequalities perspective. It was more my diary constraints, if I'm honest with you. Sometimes things were really busy, and it was difficult, and it can be difficult in almost everything else that's going on. But I think from my perspective, it was because I'm so passionate about the work David's doing, and it's important work. So I think it was important for me to discuss with my researcher and my PA to make sure he took time out and met with David regularly. At times it could be challenging, but it's certainly worth it. If you are the allyship, to make the most of the allyship, it's really important that we continue to have the communication, but to meet regularly, because that helps, I believe, with us and our relationship.
I do hope the allyship will be continued. As we've said, I'll always have a bond with the council at very first.
Yeah, I think without a shadow of doubt, I think the allyship has helped build a relationship that will continue even when the Allyship Programme isn't around, and I certainly make an effort. And David knows that he can come to my office as and when he wants.